like this? I mean, what can we equate this to, and what can we expect going forward?
Well, frankly, you can't equate it to anything. It is the worst crash that we have experienced now, even in comparison to the Great Depression of the 1930s, partly because it hit so quickly and cut so deeply into our economy. We already knew that our economic system had meant that half our people could not handle $1,000 unexpected sudden expense. They simply couldn't do it. They didn't have enough money in the bank. They couldn't manage. Now you've given them a much bigger problem.
The economy, remember how strong the economy was in January. President Trump had inherited quite a good economy that they boosted with deficit-funded tax cuts for the rich and corporations, and was essentially riding it through January, February when the COVID crisis hit. And the numbers on the economy look worse because the economy is in fact doing quite worse. But I think it's also, we're not quite aware at how much worse the economy will get. I think there's a real hope among the Trump team and among many people on the right that there'll be a V-shaped recovery, that jobs will come back much quicker. There's been some job growth in the past couple months, but that's largely been due to the fact that Congress has kept the economy on life support with the CARES Act and with this checks that went out, the unemployment checks, the aid to businesses. All that's going to run out in a few weeks, and to whatever extent is reauthorized, it will be in a much smaller form. And will be nowhere near the challenge of keeping the economy going. So I think you may see a really strong contraction in August and September that is going to run parallel with the mismanagement of the pandemic. And I think that runs a real risk of making the economy both worse and worse in a way that voters will feel in their pocketbooks and around the kitchen table. So, I think these numbers are weaker than they were, and they're only going to go down. Second, I think that as Joe Biden, tries to break through the noise of this crazy campaign cycle and really put forward an articulated vision that incorporates his own ideas from Senator Warren and Senator Sanders and other competitors in the election, and in general tried to match his campaign to the moment, which really does require bold, systemic, New Deal style approaches to dealing with climate, with the pandemic, and with unemployment and precarity we face. As voters get to know it a little bit better, I think they may warm up to him on the economy and view what President Trump is trying to sell in a much weaker sense.